Yabba Dabba Doo! Today on Woodturning, we're going to make a Flintstones Baby Rattle.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best-in-class carbide wood turning tools. So I just got back from teaching at Marc Adams School Woodworking. I was teaching beginning wood turning, and one of my students, Chad, had a little free time and was messing around, and he came up with this project idea. He wanted to make a captive ring, and so he just put the blank of wood up there and he off-centered it just a little bit. And when I looked at it, I said, well, you made a Flintstone's Baby Rattle. And he went, oh yeah, you're right, I did. It's pretty cool. So I said, thank you. I'm going to steal your idea and we're going to use it on YouTube. So you got to be a little bit precise on this. So this is a 2-inch square by 4 3/4 inch long piece of cherry. The cool thing about this one is I have 2 smooth sides from cutting on the bandsaw. I have 2 rough sides from when this was rough cut. I want to preserve those. So we have to make 2 very specific marks here. So we want this to be on center, but we want it to be off center a little bit, right? Okay, so the first mark I'm going to make is going to be about 1/8 of an inch from the center here. So just mark that right there. Now, I don't want to mess up, so I'm going to flip it this way. So I know that mark is right here. So now I'm going to come out about 1/4 of an inch here. If you go much off these marks, you won't get this really cool offset pattern. It'll be really weird looking, or it'll be really round, and you don't like either of those. So now we're just going to mount this on the lathe and get to turning. Okay, I have a steb center on this end, which is really neat because that spring point. Here's my one hole. So I'll put that right there, so that is in there good. And then over here, there's that little bitty hole. Bring my tailstock up a bit and bring this in, and we'll tighten it down. And so there we go. Looks pretty cool. Nice and wonky, just the way we like it. Now before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors, Robust Lathes and Easy Wood Tools, because without their support, we wouldn't be here and that would be no fun. And by the way, I am an authorized, there's a word in there somewhere. I am an authorized Robust dealer, so if you're looking for a lathe, give me a call. Maybe we can work something out. So, we've got this mounted just like the way we want it. We're just going to take our roughing gouge now, turn this on, start slowly. If you're worried about your hold on there, put a face mask on. I'm not getting any prettier, so I'm not too worried about it. So you're going to find out that the wood grain's a little weird here. It might not cut right as you're going. So just take your time and take light cuts, because since we have it at an angle, we're doing a little bit of uphill cutting into the grain. And then there's downhill there, it's uphill again here. But I want to bring this down to about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 on the ends. You don't want to go any smaller than that, because then it would be a choking hazard for any child that would have this rattle. So I'm going to stop and check and see how things are progressing. And it's looking good. So see, I have this flat mark. Over here I have a smaller flat mark. So the idea is you want this end to almost be round and this end to preserve these 2 sides here. That's why we offset them at different amounts. So I'll just turn on this just a little bit longer, and we'll get down to the diameter we need, and then we'll start working on making the captive ring. So right now our Flintstones Baby Rattle is sitting here just like this. So I want to get a parting tool, and I'm going to start establishing this thickness, and we're going to establish the area that we're going to make the ring. Parting tool, here we go. So I'm just going to come in with a light cut. I'm going to come over here. It's going to be interrupted for a second. Now I'm going to stop it. I just want to see that I have the right proportions. Yeah, that's good, because we're not taking, we're keeping these ends. We're not getting rid of them later. So that looks good. Let me just remove a little bit of wood, and I'm going to reveal the area that we're going to make the ring from. And what I want to do is make the ring on this end, just for that reason. In case I screw the ring up here, I'll have some more wood left to make the ring there. It's always so much fun. That's the coolest part, right? How do you make it? Well, there's several different ways you can, but I'm using a Robert Sorby ring tool. And it comes with different cutters of different sizes so you can make different size rings. You have to adjust this thing a couple times during the process, but it's not too hard to do. The thing is, it's a scraping position, so we'll turn this on here. You want to have your tool rest as flat as possible, and you're going to gently come in here and start touching edges. So I made this ring about the width of that, you can see. So, see how it starts scraping now? And I'm making the curved part of the ring, the outer part, I mean. And so I work it like this, and I want to get this surface completely rounded because I don't want any tool marks to have to worry about. And that's getting pretty good. You can see I'm running out of room a little bit here, but I think I'll be okay for right now. Okay, there we go. Isn't that slick? Got the outer part of the ring all established. I'm going to move this and we'll start cutting the ring off. So you can see I've adjusted the cutter a little bit around the corner now. And that allows me to start cutting in this way. And if I mess up the surface of this, I'm not going to be too worried about it because I'm going to sand here before I completely part this off. Oh, that looks good. So all I have to do now is turn this cutter, flip it over. It's built to where you can do that, like that. And then I'll clean that side up. Before I part all the way through, I'm going to sand this so I can get it nice and clean. So the sanding's done, and now we're just going to go through the wood here and part this off. You're gonna take it slow. Now, the inside of this is going to be a little bit rough, the inside part of the ring, but I'll show you in a minute how we fix that. But the first step is just to get the ring to come loose. I'm taking my time on this. Almost there, I can hear it. There we go. Ring is loose. So there it is. So now the next step though is we're going to shape the rest of the rattle before we start handling how to finish that on the inside. So I'm just going to round this corner over and make a sweep that goes into the center of the rattle. And have you noticed, I think I'm a little skinny here. That's because I had that design modification early on where I made my ring a little shorter. But that's okay. That's all part of this is. You can see I also have blue tape here. That's to keep the ring from getting in my way and messing with me. So I'm just trying to make the cleanest cuts I can make because I'm working with some end grain on the ends there. That looks pretty good. Awesome. Just make a nice little sweep here. Now I'm going to move the ring over there and work my way back that way. Well, remember, wrap your tape the other direction. So our next step is to finish sanding the inside of the ring is a little bit of double stick tape and sandpaper. So I put the double stick tape around the shaft there, and then I've wrapped the sandpaper this way. Make sure it's going that way because when this turns on, you don't want that edge coming into you. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to hold on to the ring. See if I can do this left-handed. Like so. So looky. Now I'm sanding the inside of the ring. Isn't that cool? So, whoops. You sand your fingers at the same time. But anyway, so that's how you do it. Just move it around. And I've got 80 grit on here, so it's taking away the main stuff. And then I'm going to work my way up to 240 grit, and the ring will be completely done. And then we will sand the rest of the rattle. So we have everything done except the very ends. I want to get rid of the holes that we put in there. By the way, we held it on the lathe. So I've got a sanding disc up here. I'm going to bring this in and just lightly sand it. Now you can actually make it look a little more angled if you want to at this point and push harder on one side than the other. Put it a little too hard, made it burn. We'll get rid of that. Anyway, real quick tip, and then when you're done, just round off these edges so it'll give it a softer feel. You don't want any sharp edges on our baby rattle. So there we go. Now the next step is I want to put a finish on this. Since it's going to be in a baby's mouth, I'm going to go with mineral oil, and it's an easily replaceable finish that you can put back on once things get a little slobbered up. And look how that came out that way. See, when I left that raw edge of the wood, it's a really neat feature there. And so this might take a moment to get this all the way around here and to get the ring. But isn't that gorgeous? That just looks beautiful. This is cherry again. And that's how you make a Flintstone Baby Rattle. And I want to thank Chad for being so bored in my class that he came up with this idea on his own. Well, until the next time on Wood Turning, keep turning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.